Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Now, we're going to talk to Charlie. We've talked to him in the past, and the reason we're going to talk to him again is because he has lived in Costa Rica for 20... Man, you're old.
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm telling you.
25 years. But anyway, I want to tell you where we're at and tell you what's up. We're down in Playa Matapalo, which is basically in between Dominical and Manuel Antonio on the Pacific side. And Charlie owns Charlie's Jungle House. So if you're ever in the area, I would tell him to book there, right?
Sure. Why not?
Bookings.com.
Yeah.
And it's right across from the beach.
Anyway, it's right across from the beach, which will D'Angelo will pan, hopefully. But he's got so much information. He's so many videos. But we're going to ask him maybe a little bit about the good and the bad of Costa Rica.
Yeah, why not?
So let's do it. What the best things about Costa Rica? Somebody thinking about living here, what's the truth about living in Costa Rica for you?
For me, it is a place where you are not bombarded by the distractions of our complex modern world.
Jesus.
In other words,
that was like...
Yeah. In one
Say
sentence.
that again. Can you repeat that?
I don't think I could. But of course, you have nature, and that for me is the true testament of, God's love for us. And I'm not going into I'm not a religious person, but I have definitely my beliefs.
You wouldn't be on here if you were.
Yeah, right. And so myself living in front of the ocean, of course, there's a lot of animal life. I like the value system. There's a lot of poverty, but people don't even realize that it's poverty. And that teaches us a lot, especially if you come from the United States or Canada or Europe, where you're just so accustomed to always having everything. And if you don't have the money to have it, you have a credit card. Well, it doesn't happen here, obviously. So
they could literally sit on this yard, eat something, play soccer, football, whatever, for 8 hours the whole day and be
completely content.
And not even know that they're going home to a tin roof.
Right. To what we consider extreme poverty. So that's,
a lot of people don't realize that whole poverty thing.
Right.
They think, man, that's so sad, but they really don't realize.
But they wouldn't even, you would not, what we look at and say, oh, this is poverty, they're just like, this is my home, because their values are not, they have an adjusted value system, which is great. I like that about the country. What more could I say about living here? I've been here 25 years. And I go to the States. I was just in the States a few days ago. I was there for 10 days. Every time I go back to the States, after about 3 to 4 days, I want to get back here.
You realize why you like here.
I realize why I like here. And, I won't go into why I don't like it there, but why I like it here is because of that. You're back in tune with yourself because you don't have all these distractions of have to make the car note, have to make the mortgage, have to pay the insurance, have to do.
Well, the schedule of things on task. I got to accomplish this. I mean, that Pura Vida.
Right. The Pura Vida lifestyle.
It's kind of true.
It is true, and I appreciate that. There's no strict schedules that you have to keep to. There's nothing that you really have to do here.
Now we make fun, or I make fun sometimes. Charlie really does have monkeys going in and out, in the morning and at night. He really can drink coffee with toucans outside the window type thing. But that aside, okay, we know what you like. Let's be real. What are some of the things that are maybe you don't care for so much? Because there's disadvantages to living here. We've been here 10 years too. So
yeah. I think that my dislike would probably be all of we think it's bureaucratic in the United States or in other developed nations, but here it's bureaucratic, but nothing seems to get done in a timely manner. For example, my situation here, I'm still waiting after 25 years for a concession, which is this contractual agreement between the government and myself to exploit the land in a proper way. I have
how long? Say it again.
25 years, and I'm still waiting. And then they don't bother me. I'm still here on the land, and it's not a problem. But they still can't seem to get through the loops and such.
But there's a little.
You go how often to check on that?
Yeah, I go every couple of months, and I go into the office of the municipality. They say, "Hey, anything that I need to do? Are we okay?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, Pura Vida. Yeah, everything's great." I have spearheaded social projects. I've spearheaded libraries here in Costa Rica in the Quepos area many years ago. Their lack of taking interest in these programs, which are spearheaded by the private sector, also was a disappointment to me, because I was trying to show them how the private sector could work with the government to produce these social benefits to the community.
And it
it's
didn't
like,
seem to-
It just didn't. I was spearheading a community center here on the beach. We were going to put a culinary institute there, computer science lab, English things. I've got it all. In fact, I should show you the plans. We had the architect on board. I had the financing through an organization in the United States. But I could not get the municipality to approve the land, which was in the public zone, so that we could actually go through and create this wonderful project for the benefit of the Costa Rican citizens. So that was a huge, huge thing for me. I was just heartbroken over that, but it is what it is, you know.
So it's kind of the processes of things. It
takes
people
a long time to get.
Jumping through hoops takes on a whole new meaning down here, I think.
It just doesn't happen in a timely manner. Things
But it's
just
not
don't-
even time. I mean, it's past.
It's
that
almost
even.
embarrassing.
I mean, look
really
how long
is.
you've been waiting.
Yeah.
See, I would be stressed.
Yeah, well, I have been stressed in the past, but now you just take life as it is. Every day that comes is a blessing, just to be alive, and you know, somehow, you know, you get through it, one way or another.
So, okay, I just thought of this. I'm not sure why. Who should not come here? You know what I mean?
Anyone that is, you know, set in their ways. We've had people here in our community. One case in particular that was a gentleman from Dalton, Georgia. He was a redneck. This guy, everything. He was a racist. He was this. He was that. The other thing. And he wanted everything the way it is in the United States, damn it, and blah, blah, blah. Didn't care at all to learn the language.
You need to learn English.
Integrate. You better learn English, you know, or else don't come down here. People who have expectations that what you're going to live here is what you have there, they're going to be disappointed. Because it's like I say, you can be in a structure that is very beautiful and has all the elements of money that can produce Viking stoves and, you know, whatever. But the moment you walk out your door, you're going to have to, you know, confront what is the culture here. And if you don't have language ability, don't even think about it. I mean, it's just, you know, don't waste your time.
So
I don't mean to be so crass.
No, I just know so many people like that. They come down here and they want to take their life exactly as it is in the States, come down here
and transplant it
there
here
and think. And they really, maybe they don't, the viewers don't know this, but people do come down here and go, you should know English.
Right. My next door neighbor, bless her heart, you know, she was telling the maintenance folks that were coming to maintain her Viking stove, you need to speak English. You need to speak English. We're from.
That's
And I was just like, really, lady?
Yeah.
We're in Costa Rica. But a lot of people that have never traveled outside the United States, they have that impression that, you know, I don't know, it's a big black hole out there, but there is another world outside the United States, and we need to be respectful of their cultures and customs. And at the very least, you know, learn a little bit of Spanish.
And last question, so who should maybe think, wow, Costa Rica might be the place for me? The opposite of that,
make sure
an adventure?
Right, someone that is, and they'll know who they are. But the most important thing, crucial thing, is that you have your resources to be able to stay here. Whether it is that you've got money that will come to you each month in the pension form or Social Security, or you liquidate your assets there, which is something I don't recommend in order to invest here. If you can have that, or you want to invest in something that will provide you sustainability, because that's crucial here. You don't come down here if you don't have money. Yeah, because it could get ugly real fast.
Yeah, we both stayed down here without having
We've
any
both
money.
been through there, and we're survivors. I'll drink to that.
Anyway, guys, Charlie, always nice talking to you.
Thank
you so much.
It's
Anyway,
great
guys,
to be with you and your viewers.
I'm Michael on TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Hope it helps. Get out of here.
Yeah, right?